We believe that our technology, our Proteus generator, and the convenience that it brings to the EV sector is going to make us the barbarians at the gate.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Andre from the Speaker Life Podcast. Welcome again to another great episode. We're thankful that you're here today as a Speaker Life community and family. We're here with Mr. Derek from Derek Automotives and Corey from Derek Automotives as well, business partners, and we're talking about amazing things here on this bonus feature episode, behind the scenes. You saw them last time, and you're seeing them again, and we're having a little bit more information on this time, and we want you guys to just stay tuned because we got a lot of great things coming. So we're going to go ahead and kick it off by just kind of introduce it, because Corey, we didn't get to talk to you last time. Could you introduce yourself and like what are some things, how you got connected with Derek and things like that?
Great. Well, thank you for having us here again, and thank you to your audience for supporting your show and for being future supporters of Derek Automotive. My core background is in the world of investment banking.
Yes, sir.
So right out of undergrad, Florida A&M University, FAMU.
Mm-hmm. HBCU.
Yeah. Moved up to New York, a little street called Wall Street.
Yeah.
And worked with a firm called Goldman Sachs. And so I got a really good orientation on the world of capital markets and how large corporations raise money and do deals and structure deals. And so great experience for me coming from a background of minimal and being in a place where all the major finance activity happens. And left there, went to one of the big global strategy consulting firms, McKinsey & Company. And so for the last several years, I've taken my previous corporate and Wall Street experiences and do a bunch of advisory work. Helping businesses raise capital. And very pleased to be working with Derek Bailey here as my partner.
Yes, sir.
This is going to be, I've helped a lot of companies in a lot of ways, but this will be one of the first times that we're going to create a multi-billion-dollar company from the ground up.
I believe it.
And one that's African American owned. So
that's right.
It's a great opportunity.
The first in the world electric vehicle company. Get that in your mind. The first in the world. Get excited, y'all. That's right. We gotta clap it up. We gotta clap it up, y'all. So speaking on that, give us the status of we know that things are rumbling, things are shaking. You guys are moving forward in the right direction. Give us the status update or whatever like that that's going on when it comes to maybe the state of the company and possibilities of expansion, going public. Talk to us about those things, either one of you guys.
I'll leave it to the smart guy. I'm the good-looking one in the company.
So I'll let Mr. Bailey as well chime in on some of the growth and expansion, but I'll take the second thing you mentioned about going public.
Okay.
So we are absolutely considering aggressively the possibility of taking this company public and doing so in the short term.
Okay.
So we expect that there'll be some big announcements coming in the very near future. And, I would assume that folks in your audience might know what that means, but to not take anything for granted, going public is a process where a private company like ours allows essentially anyone in the country or anyone in the world to buy shares in our company that will then be publicly traded eventually on the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange. It is very, very significant that an African-American owned company is being positioned to be traded on one of the larger stock exchange. Not only is it significant that it's the first major black auto company that is going to have, a good national footprint, but to be approved and to meet the criteria to be on one of the major exchanges also very, very unique. And has only happened literally a few times in the history of the stock markets.
Wow. So what you said is groundbreaking. We already stated that, but walk us through the process of there's a thing that people have to file. It's called an IPO, initial public offering. What exactly is that, and how does somebody successfully file one of those to become public?
Well, to go public is a process that for most people typically takes on average probably 9 to 12 months.
Okay.
And that's because it's very involved. There's regulatory approvals with the SEC. There's things that likely have to go through FINRA. You usually have to hire very sophisticated corporate securities attorneys. There's, as you might imagine, before you are authorized to potentially go and raise billions of dollars, there's a lot of scrutiny that the company would endure, but we've already started that process.
Okay.
And we know that we meet the criteria to be uplisted to, again, the NASDAQ or potentially the New York Stock Exchange. There's a lot of companies in our sector that have done it over the last year.
Okay.
And I could, share with you a little bit more about their success and why we believe we're going to be successful, but we're excited about moving forward with those plans.
Good deal. So you talked about the timing, and what do you expect as far as the outcome of this whole process as the company grows and stuff like that?
Well, one of the major benefits of an IPO is very simply it allows you to raise capital for the company to continue to reinvest in itself.
Yeah.
And to generate the kinds of returns where you can return back to the shareholders returns on their investments that are substantial.
Okay.
We think that an investment in this company is going to be among the very best investments that one could make. And if we look at what's recently happened, there's probably about 9 significant IPOs that have taken place over the last 9 months or so in our sector. You've got a company called Lucid Motors that went public. As of earlier today, they're valued at close to $40 billion.
Wow.
You've got a company called SYL Audio.
Okay.
As of earlier today, they were valued about $28 billion. You've got a company called XPing Auto. As of earlier today, valued at about $35 billion.
Okay.
And then you've got Canoe and Lordstown and Fisker and Rivian. There's a number of companies in our sector that have gone public a little bit before us.
Yes.
But don't have our technology.
Okay.
Don't have the strength that we have. And so one of the reasons we're going to go public is when you look at the 9 IPOs that have gone before us, that have ranged between, call it $1.5 billion, upwards of $50 billion.
Sure.
We think we're going to be somewhere favorably within that range. And so for the investors that get in early into our company, we think that we will return to them very astronomical returns on their investment, much like some other companies have done that were leaders in their industry.
Great. And Mr. Bailey, any input on what we just talked about regarding the expansion of your the company and how that will be like a positive thing for you guys, and maybe even talk about what are some challenges you might face as well?
Well, challenge is always growth.
Yeah.
So right now, Corey and I spent most of our morning working with our new international team. So we're putting together international division. We've hired a president for that division. We plan to, in this quarter, start to explore opportunities in the Middle East and in Africa, and maybe even Brazil.
Wow, that's awesome.
Money is a big part of that.
Yeah.
But the team is a big part of that.
Oh yeah.
So right now, while he's focusing on capital markets and things like that, I'm focusing on team building.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? Because the team is important because team predicts culture.
Yeah.
And, to actually be a company that actually is going to leave a mark that represents, us or whatever, then who we allow on that team.
Okay.
Their thought processes, their dedication to our commitment to community development, things like that. So these are the kind of things that I'm focusing on right now as Corey, backs us up on the money front.
Okay, and when it comes to teams, that they say that your greatest capital is your human capital.
Absolutely.
And without that, you're nothing really.
Well, you have
you're
no culture.
Nothing.
You have no
and
culture. So
you can have a great product, you can have the most amazing product, but if you don't have the right people in place to be able to make those things happen, to be able to serve the customers well, to be able to go out there and expand internationally, then good luck on execution. You can have
Bad
the best
people,
idea.
bad culture can ruin anything.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter how good your product is.
Yeah.
And actually, good people, good culture can take a
Make it
dog
better.
out of the ditch and
Absolutely.
and give it a haircut and make it look pretty good. So, you know what I mean? So
that's right.
so we focus a lot on fit.
Yeah.
In the company, and
Yeah.
over the last few days, we've gotten a few really, really, really good fits.
Nice. That's really awesome. And so you talked about possibly Brazil. You talked about the Middle East. Are there certain countries or places like Dubai that you guys are there any specific cities there or?
Well, some of our team members have particular expertise in the Middle East.
Oh, okay.
We don't like to drop names, but we got some pretty heavy hitters coming on the team.
That's right.
We won't drop names yet, but if you stay tuned, you'll start to see.
That's right.
Some of these heavy hitters, but I think the fact that we're able to attract like this type of caliber
Wall Street people
of people, kind of like at least lends credibility to the possibility that we can pull this off.
That's right.
That we can become a global auto brand and actually give the existing incumbents a real run for their money. A real run for their money. This is not a set-aside company. We're not asking for favors in the market.
No.
We're not even after government credits or whatever. We believe that our technology, our Proteus generator, and the convenience that it brings to the EV sector is going to make us the barbarians at the gate.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you were going to
Well, no, I was just piggybacking off of what Mr. Bailey said. We have a lot of great team members. We have some folks that have recently served in very high-ranking level positions within presidential administrations that are attempting to be involved with us and to help us with our national expansion and international expansion. So when you think of Derrick Auto, while we will go public on a U.S. stock exchange, our operations will be global.
That's right.
And we will have great people pushing our brand.
And we'll probably go public on some international exchanges as well.
Exactly.
The United States is not the only
country
that has exchanges.
Stock market,
you'll probably find us on multiple exchanges. Maybe Canada, maybe the AIM in London, and there are African, Asian, and Latin American exchanges. So
that's right.
So we're going to give the world a opportunity to invest in our company because actually reducing carbon, which is like the primary goal of our technology, is a global effort.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And while we talk about electric cars here and plugging them into the United States relatively fantastic electric grid, in fully a third of the world, power is very intermittent.
Exactly.
In certain spots of Africa, we haven't electrified villages and small communities yet.
Yeah.
So we're not going to put 1 million electric cars on those grids because they don't exist.
Yeah.
So even as these countries try to meet UN mandates, if they view electrified transportation as a part of their initiative, then our technology quite possibly could be the only alternative on certain of these continents.
That would be really great.
I mean, I really believe that we could become the largest electric car company in the world. Yeah. Simply because a big part of the world doesn't have an electric grid.
Yeah.
So to have an electric car without an electric grid is going to require a technology like the Proteus.
And it goes back to the first episode. We talked about how Tesla made it cool, but you guys are making it convenient. That goes back to that whole theme of convenience. And
we're going to take convenience to possible.
Exactly.
In the United States, we make it convenient. On the African continent, and maybe in certain places in Latin America and places like that, we're going to make EVs possible.
That's right.
Because right now, at scale, they're not possible.
We can change that. Definitely going to change it. So
we're going to change that.
So as we talk about possible expansions and things like that, what would you say are your core drivers? Like, if you were to imagine, I don't know, like certain people, or are there like a core group that you would say would be like kind of like your first adopter, so to speak, of your cars? Who would they be, or what region?
Well, you might get two different answers from Corey and I.
Okay.
But to
I'd
me,
love to hear both of them.
the core driver to me of the company is our dedication to using our technology to uplift communities.
Okay.
And I believe that those communities will be our customers.
Yeah.
Because we're going to make the whole community a part of our business.
Okay.
So the community kind of like is our mission.
Yes.
And I was telling somebody, the group today, which sometimes, I could sound a little arrogant, but it's really not arrogance.
Yeah.
Even African Americans, Hispanics, other minorities make up fully over 30% of the car market.
Yeah.
Okay, I plan to take them all.
Yeah.
So to
That's
me,
right.
we have a low-hanging fruit for about 36% of the market.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to have a better product. The car is coming from a company that represents their interests.
That's right.
And that includes them in the business model and not just sell to them.
That's right. And taking their money, but giving them opportunities as well.
Absolutely. So
yeah.
You're going to see a new class dealership owners, new class of suppliers in the supply chain, except for a participant in the auto industry. I think that's about the most we can say about minorities in the auto industry.
Yeah.
Is that maybe you see some general managers, some salespeople, and a few select suppliers. But if you look at percentages, the percentages are so small as to be non-existent.
Wow.
And if another company was really going to make an effort to change that, there are a lot of them. They all have multiple billions of dollars.
Yep.
Those initiatives could have already been made. And I think our customers are going to be the people who we help the most. And so we plan to help a lot of people so we can have a lot of customers.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And so core drivers, what's your perspective on that?
I obviously agree with Mr. Bailey 100%. I'll just add another point.
Sure.
So
no problem.
we hope that folks that are Black and brown realize the significance of what we're doing and who we are. And we hope that they will, take a look at our vehicles and ultimately support us.
Okay.
So we absolutely are hoping that that's the case.
Yeah, that's right.
But we have a technology outside of the ethnicity of the ownership group.
Yeah.
We have a technology that's superior and that can match and really beat every other electric car company on the market.
Yeah.
So even with Tesla,
we still have to prove that.
That's right. That's right.
You're coming to a channel near you. Yeah.
Even with Tesla, with the market valuation of close to $700 billion, as we all know, their electric vehicles require you to pull over and plug in.
That's right.
So our technology, the only patented technology on the market where you can recharge your car while you're driving, puts us in a different place even beyond Tesla. And at some
in our opinion.
In our opinion, we believe that, we don't necessarily view them as competitors or rivals. We candidly view all of these companies as companies that at some point should talk to us about licensing our technology for their vehicles.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because the goal is to drive down climate change. Okay, so we need to
work together.
We need to do everything that we can do as an industry, to have a major impact. And I said it on your show before, and I'll say it again. It's not just about new cars. We have to do something about the legacy fleet.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So we really are going to see building retrofit kits based on our technology for the legacy fleet. And maybe the government will give us a cash for clunkers type program to help us retrofit the legacy fleet. And this is when you can really start having huge impact on emissions.
Wow.
So if we're serious about it, I would certainly try to decarbonize the legacy fleet before I would spend that same $800 billion on putting out charging stations.
Wow. Yeah.
And keep in mind, those charging stations only pull power from the local power grid. If that local power grid is coal or whatever, that charging station is just pulling carbonized power to charge an electric car. So, I would actually, ask most people to just simply go on Google and find out what's the fuel makeup in your state. If you have lots of hydropower and solar and wind, then that's great. You should probably buy a Tesla.
Yeah.
But if you're in most parts of the state and that electricity is coming from a carbon source anyway, that's not as clean as the Proteus, then we want people to make those decisions. So if you live in a place and you know that power is coming from a nuclear reactor or something like that, I would encourage you to buy a Tesla.
That's right.
But if you live in certain other parts of the country,
where there are coal plants,
and this type of thing, or even natural gas, because our Proteus creates electricity at about the same efficiency as a natural gas power plant.
Oh, really?
But like I pointed out before, when that power is created at the plant, you lose a big percentage of it before it gets to that charging car or that charging station.
Okay.
A lot of that is lost to the power grid. So if we create a pound of carbon at the power plant, but we lose some of it, and we make the same pound at my car and we don't lose any of it, actually the Proteus makes the vehicle greener. Another thing about electric cars is, while we assume they're all green, we don't really know because we don't know where the power is coming from. Every Proteus car, you will be able to measure their carbon footprint exactly.
Okay.
Versus wondering where's that power being derived from today. Because the power grid is very complex.
Wow.
I mean, if you plug in at 12, maybe that power came from A, and if you plug back in at 2, that power may be coming from B.
So as you can see, guys, it's not just about cars. Like, you're getting a whole education here about carbon and everything like that. So as much as we love these conversations, and we want to give people the opportunity to be involved and be able to be a part of this company and what you guys are doing.
Check out DerekAutomotive.com.
Yep. Derek Automotive, and then we also we will leave the link for you guys at the below in the description. And we have a special. We had a partnership. We just made not too long ago, and so we'll leave the link below. And it's Derek Automotives at speakyourlyfe.com. And make sure you guys check that out. The last episode, there have been people messaging me, hey, I thought it was $600. The price just went up to $1,000, which is a good sign. That means that the valuation of the company is growing, so that you need to get in. You need to jump in now before it jumps up even more. So please, guys, buy your certificates. Make sure you get your 100 shares or more, and make sure you share that information with your family and your friends, because that's so important. Just don't hoard that information. Share that with as many people as possible, because we want to empower people, and the way you empower people best is through information, so that they can make that decision themselves.
And I would just add to that, again, not to be arrogant, but we're making history here. Exactly. And not only is that share that you get in our company a potential financial gain,
yes,
it's a piece of history.
It is.
I think you should scan it and frame it.
Yeah.
And I hope to deliver to you some years from now that share is going to be a piece of American history, and certainly a piece of Black history.
Definitely, I believe so.
It's a thing to do, I think, and I would certainly appreciate all the support that we can get.
That's right. That's right. So again, thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, and thank you guys so much for tuning into this bonus episode. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like the channel. So the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm is weird and crazy. So we need as many people to like, share, and subscribe, so that many people can learn and this information is pushed out there and you can get more information.
I need all Derek Automotive supporters to subscribe to our friend's channel.
That's right. That's right. So anyways, we love you guys. We'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you.
Peace.